Okay, so I have my my elderberries filled. This is like this is my fourth rinse. Okay, so I want to make sure all the bad elements are out, and I've used a couple times. I've used warm water. I've used the warm water, and then I've used the cold water. So this is tepid water. This water is a little tepid. And then the ones that have been floating, I'm also going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go through because there's some good ones in there that kind of went into the processing where I was trying to clean them up. See how those are filled up? And so I'm going to discard those and put them in another bowl like this. And then what I'm going to do, see, and I use a screen, and you saw the little one that I use, this one right here. I just use it, and well, it looks like, I don't even think I have, I'm going to double check to see if I have any on the bottom. Yeah, just very little. So what I'm going to do, so I do this a couple times. So, making sure I get all of the good ones. And so I'm going to go ahead, and this is what I've been doing for the big one. See, and I see some good ones in there, but I think they're so tiny. And you know what? Even if you don't, if you get most, you're still going to have a lot of berries. And I think I probably have like a good, I don't know, 8 pounds of berries left. I must have done, like last year I was so paranoid, and because I didn't want to lose my berries, all the berries, I was freaking out, and I was like, oh, I don't want to lose my berries, and I thought too many were coming out. But I just want to make sure that I get all the bad berries out. But see, I think these were all pretty, the floaters you just want to discard. You just want to discard the floaters. And that's most of them. See, they're pretty much floating. All of them are pretty much floating. I'm going to wait till it settles. I'll probably do this a couple times just to make sure. And then I should have probably allowed it to settle a little bit. But these are all the, oh, I wish I could make grappa. I don't know if you've ever had grappa, but it's so good. It's like Italian tequila. If I knew how to make grappa, I'd use my stems to make some grappa. Yeah. But this is everything, and I'll show you how I do that. Let me see if I can maneuver this camera so I don't, you know, make sure I don't want to, so I can show you without getting the camera wet. So basically, this is what I do. I'm going to get all that. See that? All that out of there. Okay. And then you want to go ahead and put that back. Discard that. So then you have some little, you know, the stems, you want to get rid of them. So, and there you have your nice. And if you have some stems that are already, some stems that are still in there, so I try to pick out as many stems as I can. So I just pick them out. And then, you know, discard them. So, you know, I try to savor every little berry, but you see how the little tiny stems, and you want to get rid of them. You see how all this, and I just have a few that are on the bottom. Like I said, I'm going to do this a couple times. And then, yeah, it looks like pretty much all floaters, because they shouldn't be floating like crazy as soon as I stir up. Let me see what's on the bottom. See, and yeah, it's mostly stems. So, you know, even if you get rid of these, or you could use them. I guess you can make a little batch of berry juice out of their elderberry juice out of that if you want. I mean, if you can get rid of as much of stems as you can, you could use that. But I mean, you have a whole bunch, for crying out loud. This is like tons. And this is after a couple hours of in the heat. It was very, very hot. I think it was like over 100, and I was picking these, and then I felt a little lightheaded, and I said, oh boy. And thank God there was a couple shaded areas where I could pick, and I kept saying, okay, I'm going to stop here, and then this will be my last bush that I get the berries from, and then I'm going to move on. And then when I was leaving, I saw a couple more bushes. I stopped, and you know, this is probably from, I might have gotten like 10 bushes out there. Yeah, I had to really search for them because they're not easy to find where I found them. But they grow wild, and they're they're so delicious. I mean, if you can make some elderberry syrup out of this, you're really fortunate to be able to do that, to make elderberry. Oops. I don't know what that is. Piece of onion? How did I get in there? Anyways, elderberry. So when next time you have some elderberry syrup or get some elderberry, I mean, I'm talking about 100% elderberry. I'm not talking about the stuff with fillers. I'm talking about someone who takes the time to really make elderberry. If you go somewhere, and there's my daughter-in-law, she had some elderberry wine, and she said it was so delicious. So I've never had elderberry wine, or maybe I did, I don't know. And she said it was quite delicious, and I'm thinking this is going to be delicious anyways, because I'm going to make some jellies, and I don't know, I might make some jams. We'll see. I don't know. And then I kind of, you know, these are make great Christmas gifts. You know someone who knows how to make it. So, okay, so I just wanted to show you that, and then I will show. I think I have a couple videos. I have to look back to see how many videos I have, but these are my elderberries. They've been thoroughly washed and processed, and see that water's almost clear. So, and I'll probably, I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably rinse these out several times and see what I can find, because I really hate wasting my elderberries. Who knows? Maybe I'll just make a small batch. Maybe I'll make this into wine. I don't know. All right, I'll talk to you later.